Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Up to the Summit by Calvinball. So we have normal 6x6 Sudoku rules, so in each row, each column, and each 2x3 box, we are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. We also have up to n sums. So what we're dealing with are the clues outside the grid, along with the row or column number, which we're going to call n. So this is column 1, column 2, column 3. So in column 3, n equals 3. In column 4, n equals 4. Same for the rows. Row 1, row 2, row 3. So in row 3, n equals 3. Now what are we doing with n? Well, we look along the row until we hit the cell that contains n. So in this case, maybe this is 2, 4, 3. So this is row 3, so we're looking for where the 3 is. So we keep going until we hit the 3. Now we include all of the cells before it, but we do not include the 3 itself. And those need to sum to the clue outside. So here we have 2 plus 4. We stop at the 3, do not include the 3, and we stopped at 3 because it is row 3. And that sum needs to match the clue outside the grid. So this would be one way of fulfilling this row. And that's it. Those are the rules. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. Okay, how should we get started? I do feel like this 6, I kind of pinpointed a good place to start because there's two options, I think. We could do a 6 here with a 3 here to stop the sum. We can't do 1, 2, 3. Normally 6 and 3 you can do 1, 2, 3 in some order, but the 3 is going to never be included in our sum. So we have to sum to 6 without a 3. And so then we could also do like a 1, 5 or a 2, 4 and 2 with the 3 here. So basically the conclusion is 3 is in one of these two cells. And then this is going to be either a 2, 4. It can't be the 1, so it could be the 5 as part of 1, 5, or it could be a 6 on its own. So basically every digit that isn't 1 or the 3s. So I don't think we need to mark that. What about big sums? Should we do big sums? Or maybe the 7 is next. So this is column 4. Conveniently, and we need to add to 7 without a 4. So the only way to add to 7 in 3 cells is to use the 4. 1 plus 2 plus 4 is the only way. So we're not adding in 3 cells, and we're not adding in 1 cell because we don't have a 7. So we're adding in 2 cells. So these two sum to 7 without a 4. So they're either going to be 1 plus 6 or 2 plus 5. That's not 1, so that's not 6. And then this is going to be the 4. So now we know the 6 isn't 2 plus 4. So if it was summing in 2, it would have to be 1 plus 5. So it would be a 5 here and a 1 here. So this is 5 or 6 only. And so this is either a 3 to stop the sum or a 1 to continue the 5 plus 1. So that's 1 or 3 only. What about this 7? So this 7 does not include a 6. So it's not going to be 1 plus 6. So we could put a 6 here and sum to 7 and 2. We wouldn't be able to do 1 plus 6, but we could do 2 plus 5 or 3 plus 4. Or we could put the 6 here and we could be a 1, 2, 4. So that seems pretty open. 6 is in one of these two. Here we need to add to 10. We're not doing that in 2 cells because the maximum, actually no, we can do 10 in 2 cells. What I'm talking about, you can do 4 plus 6. But this can't be a 2. That's why we're not doing it in 2 cells, right? Sorry, I explained why it couldn't be in 2 cells for the wrong reason. This is just not a 2. So we have to add to 10 in 3 cells. 4 cells, you can usually add to 10 in with 1, 2, 3, 4, but we don't include the 2 in our sum. And so we can't do that. So we're exactly adding to 10 in 3 cells and putting the 2 here, only because this can't be a 2. Okay. That puts a 2 over here somewhere for what it's worth. 14's our biggest. Let's actually think about 14. How many minimum cells do we need? And we can't include the 5. So we're not doing 14 and 2. 11 is the biggest. 14 and 3 seems like the most viable. Or 14 and 4 actually seems okay as well. Maybe the easier thing to do is to think about our outies. By outies, I mean which digits aren't in our sum in this whole row. So we know that the entire row adds to 21. 1 through 6 adds to 21. And our sum that starts here is 14. So that means we have 7 left over. And part of that 7 is a 5. And so the only way to have 7 left over, where one of them is a 5, is to do a 2-5 pair over here. Now, this isn't going to be the 5, because the 5 ends the sum, and that would make all of these sum be part of the sum. We wouldn't be able to also exclude the 2. So we actually have to do 2, 5, and 2 there, and that places the 2 there. All right. And then these will just resolve however they'd like to, and they will add to 14. And we know we couldn't add to 7 and 3 using a 5, because the only way to add to 7 and 3 is 1, 2, 4, which does not use a 5. This 4 looks down, putting a 4 somewhere over here. So this is either a 3-4 pair with a 6 here, or this is a 1, 2, 4, but it can't be a 1, 2, 4 anymore. The 2 is gone. So this is a 3-4 pair here, and then this is our 6, and this is our 1. All right, so this isn't a 1, 6 to add to 7 anymore. It's a 2, 5, and that leaves the 3 behind. Let's see. This is a triple, 3, 4, 6. This is a triple, 1, 2, 5. That's not 2, that's not 1. Do we do the 10 next or the 12? Maybe we should think about the 12. Oh, and we know where the 5 is. It's right here. So these 4 add to 12. So actually what we can say is, what's the outies of 12? 21 minus 12 is 9. We already have 5, so this has to be a 4. That's 4 and that's 3. 3 in the corner, emitting snow for our holiday season. All right, these 3 are 1, 5, 6. And that's not the 5. These are 1, 3, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 6 does indeed add to 12. Just had to double check. What's the other digit? The 4. The 4 is up here. So this is 3, 4, 6. It's not a 3, actually. The 3 is over here. So this is 1, 4, 6. All right. So what I haven't looked at the 10 yet. And we're looking for where the 2 is to add to 10. So we could do a 4, 6 pair with a 2 here. That seems viable. Or we could make these 3 add to 10 with a 2 here. Those are our 2 options. Now, if these 3 added to 10, what does that say? Without using the 1 and without using the 2, 3 digits are 3, 4, 5, which add to 12 at minimum. And so we can't do 10 and 3. We have to do 10 and 2, which is 4, 6. And this is 2, 5. The 4, 6 pair makes this a 1 and this a 4. This can't be 6 or 1, so that's a 3, 6, and 2. All right, we get the 1 down here. Now over here, we need the 3 and 5. Down here, that's not a 2. So that places the 2. Have I done all... I haven't resolved this 6 yet. But otherwise, I think I've done all of my... maybe this 10. This 10 looks pretty open. Let's think about the outies. The outies actually... These 3 are the outies. And they add to 11. So without the 2, they add to 9. So these 2 need to add to 9. We're not using the 1 to do that. So that's 5 and that's 1. That makes this a 4. This is 6 and 3 and 1. So these should add to 10. They do. All right, that's not 4, that's not 4. We get the 4 and the 5 here. Now that this is a 1, this is our 3, and this is a 5 to add to 6. That's 6 and 3. That's 6 and 5. Last 2 digits are the 6 over here and the 4 here. All right. Cool puzzle, Calvinball. I enjoyed that. Really interesting constraint to think about. All right, well, let me know how you did, and if you enjoyed this, why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.